trillions will flow through cryptos like Stellar XLM, and Zioncoins will benefit. How am I deriving at that? How am I coming to this conclusion? Well, first, please like, subscribe. It helps with the YouTube algorithm, and I can keep delivering more and more content like this to you more frequently. Now, with that aside, let me just say this. Based on the fundamental facts of the matter, we need to look at how these markets are made up. We need to look at market making. And as you've seen in my previous videos, I said we're going to be talking about AMM, automated market making. We're going to be talking about Kelp. Well, I'm following up on that. So in this video today, I'm going to be explaining to you what my findings are with using the virtual VM. Okay, the virtual VM, or AWS virtual VM for Windows, is a solution that you can use for, I would say, pretty much just the GUI. And the GUI is the Kelp GUI is fairly unstable. So would I use it in real world application? No, but for the testnet, yes, it's a good visual aid for you to practice your trades on, right? And also, when you do this, what you need to think about doing is creating assets, right? And just so happens that for the testnet, Cheesecake Labs have developed a software solution with the GUI to enable you to create assets on the testnet. Okay, nice and easy, straightforward, with the Freighter wallet, and you can create digital assets. Numerous types, different ways of these digital assets. So you can set different flags, clawback, redemption. You could set limited supplies. You can, add supplies. There's so many things that you could do with Cheesecake Labs for creating these assets on the testnet. So really, when you're using Kelp GUI, use Cheesecake Labs, because you could have a nice play around with it, and then you could see how you can make your markets and get some practice in. I believe that's key, really. Now, where I am with it is, don't get me wrong, the GUI, I just found out, does work on the LiveNet. You can use it on the LiveNet, but you've only got the buy-sell strategy that you can use on that LiveNet. So you've got limited strategies in order to make markets, but that's okay. I mean, if you're putting in your buy-sell orders on the Stellar network, then effectively you can still make a market with any assets you like on the Stellar network, essentially. But for me, as I said before, I got into it years ago, back in 2018. I was testing it out. I haven't really done much testing on it recently, but there have been several updates which have made a significant difference in terms of actually using the protocol. But going back to that, it was the command line that I use, the CLI, that I used to make a market with Kelp, and I did do it on Zioncoins. So it was useful for me, and I'm going back to it because I believe that there's not really been much uptake on Zioncoins, and the spread is massive. So someone has to do something about that. The idea of market making, again, is to introduce more people into the Zioncoins ecosystem to make markets, to gain on this, using this digital asset Zioncoins, and to make these markets to gain more Zioncoins, or even Stellar XLM. It doesn't matter, because the more and more liquidity providers that are introduced, the more and more liquidity there is within Zioncoins. And that's the aim, that's the objective. Someone has to start it. So I'll kick it off again, and you could be sure that Zioncoins will be easy to get in and out of. There will be enough liquidity there to carry out transactions and trades. So holding the asset shouldn't be too much of an issue. Obviously, we're going to be subject to volatility, as the whole crypto market is. When all tides rise, all tides drop also as well. Bear that in mind. At the moment, you know, if you've been through us with, you know, 2020, 21, you know, we had the bull run with Bitcoin. Not all altcoins found new all-time highs, including XLM and quite a few others. The, you know, the traditional ones, the earlier ones, they didn't find new all-time. But you know what? I feel like we're kind of at the precipice of a new bull run here coming round the corner. And I think with this bull run, I don't know if all coins are going to see new all-time highs, but I certainly think that a lot of altcoins may see new all-time highs, and that would be the alt season. So with that aside, again, looking at the Kelp CLI, I've decided that the VM, I'm not going to bother using Windows VM, because the problem that I had for the CLI was Docker. There were some Hyper-V issues and privileges that I couldn't enable, and I couldn't find the time to get round to enabling you know, the hyper virtual machine for the Docker to enable, you know, the images, and it just wasn't, there's no point. So for me, I just decided to set up a new virtual machine. It's all free, okay, on AWS with the microservice. I'm yet to run it, but I've got it going, and that was on the Linux. So if you're going to bother setting up a virtual machine, use Linux, okay? It does take some doing. I can go through, you know, if you want some more information about, you know, how to set it up, what I did to get to that point, then I can make a video. Make your comments down below if that's what you want to see, okay? If I've got the time, I'll make a video on it anyway, so you'll be able to see how I got to that point with Kelp. And then using the command line to, you know, make markets seems like it's going to be a breeze. Once you've got to that point, you do have to download, so you've got to download Node. You know, you've got to get used to a lot of the command line language. It's not the same, so I went with Ubuntu. It won't be the same. The command line language is not the same as Amazon Linux 2. There's slightly different variations, but for the most part similar. So when you're calling an app, you have to do, like, you know, from the website it would be wget install link, etc. And then, you know, especially with Kelp, you've got tarred files, and you have to untar those files with a command. But it's all in there, and it's all, once if you follow the process straight down, you can't really go too far wrong. As long as you've got the right system, you install the right software, then you won't have any problems at all. But it's just getting used to that command line and understanding and seeing what's happening. That's where you'll gain. Once you've got used to it, then using the actual software would be straightforward and easy for you, and it's fairly reliable and robust. So having a virtual machine up there in the cloud for your bots, for your trading bots, is key, really. You know, you're not going to be subject to outages unless, you know, whoever your service provider is has an outage, and then you should have a backup on your own system. All right, so when you're trading and using trading bots, you're making markets, there you go. Consider that. Be ready on all of your machines to flip. All right, now with that said, you can be expecting more videos on AMM, automated market making, as I go through the system, as I you know, talk about where we're going, what levels we're going to set, what we're going to anticipate. So that's what you've got coming. I'm Nathan, aka Nathan of Zion. Smash the Zion coin up there, like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. It's going to be on AMM, automated market making. Have a great day now. Take care.